Imagine a floating city built from more than 100,000 tons of steel, so massive that it can sail straight through hurricanes without so much as disturbing the champagne glass sitting on your table. For decades, the Titanic defined what colossal meant. It was the ultimate giant, a ship many believed could never be surpassed. But here in 2026, the Titanic would look more like a lifeboat compared to the monsters you're about to see. Today on Colossal Scale, we're diving into the extreme limits of human engineering. We'll explore the 9 largest cruise ships ever built, from floating fortresses to the undisputed king of the oceans. Vessels so enormous, they seem to challenge the laws of physics themselves. These aren't just cruise ships. They're floating cities complete with water parks, ice rinks, massive entertainment districts, and power plants capable of producing staggering amounts of electricity. Ready to feel incredibly small? Subscribe, support the channel, and turn on notifications because once you reach level 9, you'll never look at the ocean the same way again. Welcome to the age of the Terayachts. Level 1. MSC World Europa. Our journey begins with a silhouette that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. The MSC World Europa, stretching 1,093 feet from bow to stern and weighing an astonishing 215,863 gross tons. This isn't simply another cruise ship. It's a complete rethink of modern naval engineering. Its distinctive Y-shaped bow isn't just there to look futuristic. It's been carefully engineered to slice through the ocean with far less resistance, dramatically reducing the impact of waves and delivering a remarkably smooth ride. Even when the sea becomes rough, more than 6,700 passengers can continue enjoying their vacation in exceptional comfort. But the real surprise lies inside. Picture a futuristic open-air canyon stretching more than 320 feet through the center of the ship. This spectacular space, known as the World Promenade, connects entertainment, shopping, restaurants, and breathtaking ocean views into one continuous experience. Towering above it all is one of the ship's most recognizable attractions, Venom Drop at the Spiral. This isn't an ordinary slide. Built entirely from stainless steel, it twists its way down 11 decks, making it the longest dry slide ever installed aboard a cruise ship. In just a few exhilarating seconds, riders plunge from one of the ship's highest decks directly into the heart of its social district. Yet perhaps the greatest engineering achievement is something passengers rarely notice. MSC World Europa is among the first cruise ships powered by liquefied natural gas, or LNG, while also incorporating an advanced solid oxide fuel cell system. That means as it sails through Norwegian fjords or across the Caribbean, it dramatically reduces carbon emissions while treating wastewater to exceptionally high purification standards. It's a smarter, cleaner, and more efficient floating city. And impressive as it may seem, we're only standing at the very bottom of today's ranking, because Level 2 pushes the limits of weight distribution in ways that once seemed impossible. Jag är så bevarad. Level 2. Allure of the Seas. Our next stop brings us to one of the legendary Oasis-class giants, Allure of the Seas. At 1,190 feet long and weighing well over 225,000 gross tons, this ship exists on a scale that's difficult to comprehend. If it could somehow be stood upright, it would rise more than 200 feet higher than the Eiffel Tower. But height isn't what makes Allure extraordinary. Its greatest achievement is how it tamed nature itself. Unlike conventional cruise ships, whose interiors resembled giant enclosed steel boxes, Allure introduced the revolutionary open-hull concept. Running through its center is Central Park, a living green canyon stretching roughly 328 feet and home to more than 12,000 real plants, shrubs, and trees reaching heights of nearly 6 meters. Keeping an ecosystem like this alive while traveling across the Atlantic at over 22 knots presents an enormous logistical challenge. Salt-filled air, tropical storms, constant movement, and changing climates all threaten the vegetation. To overcome this, engineers developed intelligent irrigation systems, specialized drainage, and carefully controlled growing conditions that allow thousands of living plants to thrive in the middle of the ocean. Then comes the obvious question: How do you maneuver a floating mountain of steel with the footprint of 3 football fields? The answer lies beneath the waterline. 3 enormous Azipod propulsion units, each standing roughly 20 feet tall, rotate independently through a full 360 degrees. Instead of relying on traditional propellers and rudders, these electric pods can point in virtually any direction, allowing the ship to spin in place and dock with incredible precision, often without the assistance of tugboats. Watching Allure perform one of these perfectly choreographed turns is like seeing a skyscraper dance. It's a masterpiece of balance, propulsion, and engineering. But stay with us, because the next ship holds the secret that made this entire generation of mega cruise ships possible. Level 3, Oasis of the Seas. Now we arrive at the ship that changed everything, Oasis of the Seas. When this massive vessel was first announced, naval engineers around the world were deeply divided. Many believed a ship this large, especially one built around an open-hull design, would never survive the twisting forces generated by the ocean. They expected structural failure. Instead, Oasis proved every one of them wrong. Weighing approximately 225,000 gross tons, it became the first cruise ship to demonstrate that an entire floating city could be built without compromising structural integrity or passenger safety. Its most remarkable engineering achievement sits all the way at the stern, the Aqua Theater. Imagine an Olympic-style diving venue installed on the back of a moving ship. Its massive hydraulic platform can alter the depth of the pool within seconds, transforming it for different performances. But this creates an enormous engineering problem. Water is incredibly heavy, and unlike steel, it never stays still. Thousands of tons of moving water shifting during turns or rough seas could easily destabilize a vessel this size. To counteract those forces, the ship continuously monitors movement using sophisticated sensors and automated ballast control systems that rapidly redistribute weight whenever conditions change, helping keep the vessel remarkably level. Yet Oasis wasn't only revolutionary on the outside, it completely reimagined life on board. For the first time, the ship was divided into 7 distinct neighborhoods, allowing nearly 6,000 passengers to spread naturally throughout the vessel instead of crowding into the same public spaces. From advanced waste processing systems capable of converting refuse into energy to enormous bow thrusters that let the ship maneuver inside ports originally designed for much smaller vessels, Oasis became the blueprint for every giant cruise ship that followed. It wasn't simply another ship. It became the ancestor of every Titan you'll see for the rest of this video. But don't relax just yet, because Level 4 takes everything Oasis accomplished and adds an entirely new dimension of gravity-defying engineering. Level 4, Scarlet Lady. Moving up 1 level, we leave behind the floating theme parks and step into a new world of bold sophistication with Scarlet Lady. Unlike the towering white cruise ships that dominate the horizon, Virgin Voyages took a completely different approach. Wrapped in a sleek dark gray hull with polished metallic accents, Scarlet Lady looks less like a traditional cruise ship and more like an oversized luxury super yacht with attitude. Built exclusively as an adults-only experience, it broke industry conventions by replacing crowded buffets and family attractions with world-class tattoo studios, ultra-luxurious spas, and industrial chic nightclubs designed to keep the party going long after sunset. Sailing aboard Scarlet Lady along the coast of Ibiza or the French Riviera feels unlike any traditional cruise. Its interiors abandon the classic maritime aesthetic in favor of a stylish New York boutique hotel, combining neon lighting, contemporary artwork, and sustainably sourced materials to create the atmosphere of an exclusive private members club floating across the Mediterranean. Here, engineering serves lifestyle above all else. Its highly optimized hull delivers impressive cruising speeds while maintaining exceptional stability, ensuring that the rooftop parties barely skip a beat, even when the sea becomes rough. But don't let its fashionable appearance fool you. Beneath its rock star personality lies some of the most advanced technology in modern cruising. Scarlet Lady is equipped with an exhaust gas cleaning system that significantly reduces emissions before they enter the atmosphere, while its energy plant captures waste heat from the engines and converts it into electricity to help power the ship's luxurious accommodations. It's proof that, at a colossal scale, Elegance and rebellion can exist side by side. But if you think this is futuristic, nothing compares to the steel mirage waiting for us on the next level. Level 5. Symphony of the Seas. For years, this was the undisputed ruler of the world's oceans. Symphony of the Seas, weighing an astonishing 228,081 gross tons and stretching 1,190 feet long. Symphony is an immense fortress of steel and glass. But its true achievement isn't its size. It's what happens when nearly 9,000 people, including passengers and crew, live together in the middle of the ocean. In any major city, that kind of population density would create endless traffic jams, crowded walkways, and constant congestion. On Symphony, it feels effortless. Every movement has been carefully choreographed. The engineering team focused on something they called human flow. Using sophisticated crowd dynamic simulations, naval architects strategically positioned elevators, stairways, restaurants, theaters, and entertainment venues to naturally distribute people throughout the ship. The goal wasn't simply moving passengers, it was preventing bottlenecks before they could ever happen. 24 elevators, countless corridors, and multiple attractions all work together like the circulatory system of a living organism. Millions of tiny decisions made during the design phase create an experience that feels surprisingly calm despite the enormous number of people on board. And while we're talking about things passengers never notice, let's look beneath the hull. Symphony uses an advanced technology known as air lubrication. Millions of microscopic air bubbles are released beneath the ship, creating a thin layer of air between the steel hull and the surrounding seawater. That cushion dramatically reduces friction. The result? This enormous vessel glides through the ocean with an energy efficiency estimated to be up to 25% greater than many ships that are significantly smaller. But perhaps the most impressive systems are hidden deep inside the ship. Its reverse osmosis desalination plant processes millions of liters of seawater every single day, producing fresh water pure enough to rival the standards of modern cities. Meanwhile, major entertainment spaces, including the casino and the main theater, operate with independent climate control systems that continuously recycle and filter the air, keeping every venue comfortable despite the intense Caribbean heat outside. Symphony became the ultimate expression of large-scale luxury. Yet what comes next takes an entirely different approach. Because Level 6 wasn't just designed to break records, it became so wide that it effectively trapped itself between the world's oceans. Level 6, Wonder of the Seas. Now we arrive at Wonder of the Seas. At 236,857 gross tons, this incredible vessel represents the ultimate evolution of Royal Caribbean's legendary Oasis class. Although its overall length is similar to its sister ships, Wonder is substantially bulkier and noticeably wider. Its beam measures an incredible 210 feet. That single number creates a remarkable consequence. Even with the expanded Panama Canal, Wonder of the Seas is simply too wide to pass through. Its own size permanently limits where it can sail. In a way, this ship has become a prisoner of its own scale. A reminder that sometimes engineering grows faster than geography itself. But what truly sets Wonder apart is its completely new 8th neighborhood. Known as the Sweet Neighborhood, this exclusive luxury district occupies so much space that it's larger than many entire cruise ships built during the 1990s. Creating it introduced an entirely new engineering challenge. High above the waterline sits Wonder Playscape, an immersive underwater-themed playground located on the very top decks. Adding that much weight so high above the ship risked raising its center of gravity beyond acceptable limits. To compensate, engineers redesigned major structural components using lightweight aluminum alloys and advanced composite materials, reducing weight wherever possible while preserving strength. The result was a ship that remained remarkably stable, despite carrying even more amenities than its predecessors. Visually, Wonder feels less like a ship and more like a vertical city. Its 18 decks are supported by a power generation system capable of producing enough electricity to supply roughly 80,000 homes. Yet perhaps the most extraordinary feature lies hidden beneath the surface. Massive, retractable stabilizing fins extend below the waterline like the wings of an aircraft. Using sophisticated sensors, these fins constantly adjust their angle in response to changing wave conditions. Even during severe storms, they counteract rolling motion so effectively that passengers often experience little more than a gentle sway. It's one of the most stable cruise ships ever constructed. But don't get too comfortable, because the next ship isn't simply larger or more luxurious. It signals a future where cruise ships become louder, more energetic, and more technologically ambitious than ever before. Level 7, Quantum of the Seas, the giant of the glaciers. From the scorching heat of Qatar, we travel straight into the haunting silence of Alaska's frozen wilderness. Quantum of the Seas is a 1,139-foot-long giant that completely redefines what colossal scale means when placed against the raw power of nature. Watching this 168,000-ton floating skyscraper glide slowly past the brilliant blue face of Hubbard Glacier is one of the most breathtaking sights in modern engineering. Here, steel isn't competing with skyscrapers or city skylines. It stands face to face with ancient walls of ice that have existed since long before the wheel was ever invented. The technological centerpiece of this ship is the North Star, an engineering marvel that looks more like a spacecraft than a cruise attraction. A fully enclosed glass observation capsule is mounted to a massive hydraulic arm that lifts guests nearly 300 feet above the ocean. Suspended high above the ship beyond the edge of the hull, you'll hear the vessel groan as it pushes through small ice floes, while icy Arctic winds whip against the glass. From that incredible height, Quantum no longer looks like a cruise ship. It looks like a floating fortress carving its way through an endless frozen wilderness. But operating in one of the harshest environments on Earth requires far more than spectacular views. It demands an invisible layer of cutting-edge technology. Quantum of the Seas is equipped with an advanced dynamic positioning system that allows it to hold its exact position in front of massive glaciers without ever dropping anchor, helping protect the fragile ecosystems hidden beneath the seafloor. Inside, intelligent climate control systems recover waste heat from the engines to keep the ship's indoor pools and public spaces comfortably warm, even while temperatures outside plunge well below freezing. It's the ultimate collision between absolute luxury and one of the planet's most unforgiving climates. But brace yourself, because our next destination takes us aboard the most impressive ship of the modern era. Level 8, Icon of the Seas, the physical anomaly. This is where logic begins to break down. Welcome to Icon of the Seas. At an astonishing 250,800 gross tons, we're no longer talking about simply building a larger cruise ship. We're looking at something that pushes modern engineering into territory that once seemed impossible. To appreciate its sheer scale, consider this. Icon's internal volume is roughly 5 times greater than the Titanic's. If the famous ocean liner of 1912 was a floating building, Icon is an entire mountain of steel rising from the sea. Its arrival has forced ports around the world to rethink their infrastructure. Some terminals have expanded docking facilities simply to accommodate a vessel of this unprecedented size. Yet the feature that truly leaves engineers speechless sits right at the bow. The Aqua Dome. This breathtaking structure is a 600-ton glass and steel dome positioned in one of the most heavily stressed sections of the ship. Installing something so massive and so fragile, where waves deliver their strongest impacts, was once considered nearly impossible. Engineers relied on advanced finite element modeling to design a support structure capable of flexing ever so slightly along with the ship's hull. That microscopic movement prevents enormous stresses from building up in the glass panels during rough seas. Inside the dome sits another engineering marvel. A spectacular 56-foot indoor waterfall cascades from the ceiling, powered by a closed-loop pumping system that continuously circulates thousands of gallons of water without compromising the vessel's stability. But the Aqua Dome isn't even the ship's biggest attraction. That title belongs to Category 6, the largest water park ever built at sea. The complex features 6 record-breaking water slides, including Frightening Bolt, which drops riders nearly 46 feet before launching them into one of the most intense experiences ever created aboard a cruise ship. Keeping this floating city alive requires extraordinary power. 6 dual-fuel engines generate a combined 90,000 horsepower, supplying electricity to 20 massive decks packed with attractions, restaurants, theaters, and thousands of cabins. For now, Icon represents the absolute limit of what humanity has managed to build on water. Or at least, that's what everyone believed, until someone unveiled the concept for Level 9. A structure so ambitious, it almost feels like it belongs to another century. Level 9, Pangeos, the Continental Terayacht. Forget everything you've seen so far. If Icon of the Seas feels like a floating city, Pangeos is an entire continent. Calling it a cruise ship doesn't really make sense anymore. Its creators have given it a completely different name, a Terayacht. Inspired by the shape of a giant sea turtle, this extraordinary concept would stretch more than 1,700 feet long and nearly 2,000 feet across. Its footprint is so enormous that there isn't a single port on Earth capable of accommodating it today. Instead of traveling from harbor to harbor, Pangeos would effectively live at sea, continuously navigating the world's oceans. As unbelievable as it sounds, the engineering plans are real. The vessel has been envisioned as the first permanent floating nation capable of housing 60,000 residents. Its hull wouldn't be built as one giant structure. Instead, it would consist of roughly 30,000 independent watertight compartments, creating an unprecedented level of redundancy and buoyancy. Inside, the scale becomes almost impossible to imagine. Luxury hotels, shopping districts, parks, helipads, entire residential neighborhoods, and even a gigantic internal marina where ships the size of the Titanic could sail in and out as though they were ordinary pleasure boats. Moving something this massive presents another challenge altogether. The concept calls for 9 next-generation HTS superconducting electric motors, supported by a vast network of solar panels covering the turtle-shaped shell, while additional electricity would be generated by harvesting energy from ocean waves striking its enormous side fins. If completed, the project is expected to cost around $8 billion. Pangeos isn't simply another ambitious cruise ship. It's the ultimate expression of humanity's desire to build bigger, push farther, and redefine what's possible. Will it become the floating civilization of the future, or remain one of the boldest engineering dreams ever imagined? Only time will tell. From the legendary Titanic to the continental scale vision of Pangeos, one thing is clear: every generation believes we've reached the limit, until the next one proves us wrong. So here's the question: would you live aboard a giant floating turtle in the middle of the ocean? Or would you rather keep your feet firmly planted on land? Let us know in the comments whether you think Pangeos will ever become reality, or if it's destined to remain an impossible dream. And if colossal engineering is your passion, don't miss our next video, where we explore the largest airplanes ever built. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next mega project.